Hey guys, this is Cameron with Emerson House Buyers. Um, After the last couple videos, we had some more questions about hard money and what that exactly is and how to utilize that. So I'm going to answer some of those questions, tell you guys a couple of things about the dangers of hard money, how hard money works for an investor, and how it's a very powerful tool if you know how to use it, and then how I've used it to buy a handful of properties in a year. So let's see here, hard money. So what is hard money? How do you, how do we use that? How do we leverage that? What exactly is it? So conventional lending, they're going to require, especially with the tight lending restrictions now after the financial crisis or the home crisis in 2007, 2008, they're going to require that you put 20% down. Now that doesn't matter if you buy $100,000 house for $100,000 or for $50,000. That same $100,000 house, you're still going to put 20% down. So if you buy a $100,000 house for $100,000, you're going to put $20,000 down plus closing costs. If you buy that same $100,000 house for $50,000, you're going to have to put $10,000 down. Asset-based lenders or hard money is a form of lending that allows these lenders to lend on the assets. So they look at the value of the asset, and that's what they're going to lend it on. So if you buy a $100,000 house and go through a lender that uses 70%, they'll lend you up to 70% of market value, then you can get that money. They'll loan you 70,000. So if you buy it for 50, they'll actually give you 20 grand, obviously minus closing costs. So this is a way to have little money out of your pocket and allow you to instantly get equity. I mean, when you're buying below market value, and your rate of returns go through the roof. So conventional, you have to put 20% down no matter what the price is. And there are exceptions to every rule, obviously, small towns and what have you, but that's in general. Asset-based lenders, high interest rates, high points. So you're talking hard money is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16%, and maybe 2, 3, 4 points. What are points? Well, points are it's typically 1%. So 1 point is 1%, 2 points is 2% of the loan amount. So if you have $100,000 loan and they say 2 points, that's going to be 2 grand. And like I said, the asset-based lenders, hard money allows you to put a little bit out of your pocket, even though the costs are higher. So that's one thing I want to mention is the costs, the closing costs, and the points are a lot higher than conventional, but you have to come out of pocket a lot less if you buy the deal at a discount. So typical, I'm just looking at my notes here. I got a couple things I wrote down to want to share with you guys. So typical hard money lenders are going to be between 65 and 75% of ARV, which is after repair value. So like I said, if you buy a $100,000 house for $75,000, conventional lending at 20% would require you to put down $15,000. Whereas if you buy that same $100,000 house for $75,000 using a hard money or asset-based lender, you're going to come out of pocket just the closing costs, which might be a couple points, which might be $1,500. The again closing costs, something I wrote down. Make sure you include those in your calculations. Some people forget, or they're oh, this deal looks great, I don't have to have any money out of pocket, and they don't have the 2 or 3 thousand bucks that it costs to actually close on the property with closing costs. The other thing with hard money, you're going to have to always, well, one, always have an exit strategy. Two, you're going to have to get out of that loan. So there's a 12, 13, 14, 15% loan that you have in your property, and typically hard money is short term, so you might be looking at 6 months, and then they charge you another couple points. So if you don't have some way to get out of that, whether that's refinance through conventional or or flip it and sell it within 6 months, then you're going to be stuck with that loan, and they're going to keep charging you points. And if you can't refinance with another conventional lender and get that interest rate down, you're going to be stuck with a very high loan. So make sure you always have an exit strategy. Make sure you're buying at a discount, or worst case scenario, you can always finance to get out of those hard money loans, because the 12, 13, 14% interest on just a $100,000 loan or $50,000, $60,000 loan starts to get pretty hefty. Again, I highlight the high interest and fees. Make sure you guys are taking those into consideration, the closing costs, the points. Look at that and always be conservative in those, and you'll never be hurt. Um, so the last point I want to make, it's a great way to leverage a few $1,000s that you may have. It allows you to take five or $10,000 where on a conventional loan you'd only be able to buy, a $50,000 property, or less than a $50,000 property, and then some closing costs. You can use that same $10,000 to buy, a $300,000 property that you can get for $210,000. That means you just cover closing costs. I'll give you an example. So bought two properties this year. One was I bought them both conventional and hard money. The hard money one was worth 120, and they loaned 75% of market value on that, and I think that was like 85,000. I bought it at 85. I just had to come out of pocket closing costs, which is a couple $1,000s. Another property bought was worth 325, and we got the contract at 240, and we had to come out of pocket after everything was said and done. I think it was like 4 or 3,000. So the thought then behind that is now we're going to refinance conventionally, and go to because that loan's at 7%, which is very rare, but loans at 7%. So we want to get that down to a conventional rate of 4 to 5%, and amortized 30 years. So that right there was less than $7,000, about 7,000, and bought a $325,000 house and a $120,000 house. So that's almost 450, and put out less than 10,000. So that's the power of hard money. Now, like I said, high fees, high interest rates. There are things to be cautious of, but always have an exit strategy, and usually you want to have two. You always want to have one, and I would advise to have two. So if those loans didn't go well, or I didn't get the appraisal that we needed, the ARV. We knew what we were going to do. We were going to flip it or turn it into a rental or owner finance it. There's other strategies that we can use to do that. But that's about it for hard money, guys. It's a powerful tool, and don't be afraid of it. It's not intimidating as long as you know what you're doing. So I hope this helped. Those were just a couple highlights. If you guys need some more breakdown of numbers, I'm willing to go down and put some of this on paper. So just in the comments below, let me know. Share this with people that you guys think would benefit from learning about hard money to help grow their real estate portfolio. And like I said, comment, let me know anything else. I'll probably be going into subject twos and a little bit about owner financing in the next videos, but if there's something else you guys want to know, or you want me to dig a little more into this, just let me know. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Hope that you found this useful.